In this lecture, you will discover the impressive history of Tử Vi in Vietnam, and you will see how Tử Vi impact to the Vietnamese leaders. First time Tử Vi came to Vietnam under the Lý Dynasty, 1010, due to cultural exchange with Song Dynasty from China. Under Song Dynasty in China, Tử Vi was more popular, and Tử Vi's theory was more clearly and systematized. At that time, in Vietnam, only King Lý Thái Tổ can use it to predict the fate of nation, and Tử Vi became the most important reference tool for Lý Thái Tổ King to make the decision of moving the capital from Ninh Bình to Thăng Long, Hà Nội. He described the new location as a center between the earth and the heaven, where the dragon coil and the tiger sit with the open land will be saved from the flood. This decision changed Vietnam ever from the defensive country to the growing country, and the new capital Thăng Long, Hà Nội became to our richest center for centuries.
So during Trần Dynasty since 1225, the we became deeply integrated with the Vietnamese culture and the Trúc Lâm Zen Buddhism. At that time, not only kings but also the officials and the generals were able to use it. The most famous application came from General Trần Đạo, who used the V as a tool to analyze the enemy characteristic during his battles. The enemy at that time were Mongol generals, who were known for their impatient and aggressive characteristics. There were 3 historical victories during the time of Trần Đạo from 1258 to 1288, especially the battle on Bạch Đằng River. Trần Đạo used the wooden stakes and also the tidal model to trap the massive fleets of the Mongol. This was an amazing victory because at that time, the Vietnam military only had 50,000 soldiers and 100 small boats compared to 500,000 soldiers and more than 500 warships from the Mongol military. This remarkable event demonstrated the practical value of Tử Vi in warfare, as well as showing the influence of the Buddhism on Tử Vi astrology practice from Trần Dynasty.
During the Lê Dynasty from 1428 to 1788, Tử Vi became wider for all social classes. The first book of Tử Vi was published by the scholar Lê Quý Đô. At that time, the king used Tử Vi for finding the talent, and the citizen used Tử Vi to find the right partner and choose the right day, a lucky day, for doing something important. The most influencer of this era is the master Astrology Nguyễn Kim. He wrote more than 400 poems to predict the nation's fate. That's still valuable today, especially his famous advice to Lord Nguyễn Hoàng in the verse, "One range of Hoàng Sơn Mountain can shelter all of generations." That protect the sour expansion and dividing the country into 2 regions that called Đàn Trong and Đàn Ngoài. And this strategical moving led to the first unification of the country, the north, the south, and the central, under Nguyễn Dynasty. And you know, this was the first time the country was named Vietnam, and we still use the name Vietnam until today.
During Nguyễn Dynasty from 1802 to 1945, Tử Vi became more popular and official in use since a new royal department was established called Khâm Thiên Giám Observatory. So the main function of Khâm Thiên Giám Observatory were predicting the weather and natural disaster for the agriculture, calculating the lunar and solar calendar for daily use, choosing good days for royal events, and also creating a royal birth chart. Many important books were also published this time. Emperor Gia Long personally used Tử Vi to choose his successor Minh Mạng. Minh Mạng later continued this tradition to use Tử Vi to choose the government officials. He came to the decision on moving his father's tomb to the new location, also based on Tử Vi. So as you know, Tử Vi became deeply integrated in the Vietnamese culture from the highest level of the government to the common people in daily life. Since that time, Tử Vi became one traditional tool for helping people for reference for making important decisions.